Let me ask you something real. Have you ever shared a big plan with someone, felt excited for a moment, and then slowly lost the fire to follow through? You said you would wake up at 5 in the morning. You posted about starting the gym. You told friends about your business idea. It felt good right away. But days later, nothing changed. That is because talking gave you the reward before you earned it. This is where most people lose. Not because they lack intelligence, not because they lack opportunity, but because they leak their power through noise. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." In today's world, that sounds like this. Stop announcing. Start becoming. Look at your daily life. You argue in comment sections trying to prove you are right. You explain yourself to people who already decided not to understand you. You defend your choices to people who never built anything themselves. And while you are busy talking, someone else is studying. Someone else is training. Someone else is building quietly. They do not post their early mornings. They do not announce their setbacks. They do not explain their strategy. They simply improve. And one day, you look up and they are ahead. That is the power of silence. Silence is not weakness. It is stored energy. Deep thinking is not overthinking. It is sharpening the blade before the battle. Winning quietly is not hiding. It is refusing to give the world access to your preparation phase. Here is the truth. The loudest person in the room is usually the most insecure. The quietest person is usually observing. And the observer learns patterns. The observer sees mistakes. The observer strikes only when ready. History proves this. The strongest leaders were not constantly speaking. They listened. They reflected. They calculated. Then they acted once, and it was enough. Right now, your biggest upgrade is not more motivation. It is more restraint. Be silent. Think deep. Win quietly. Here on Stoicism Breath, you are about to learn powerful Stoic principles that will teach you how to control your tongue, discipline your thoughts, and build real results without chasing validation. This is not about being passive. This is about becoming precise. If you are ready to stop performing and start producing, if you are ready to build without broadcasting, if you are ready to move like a Stoic, stay with me. By the end of this, you will not just understand silence. You will know how to use it. Rule 1. Silence is not weakness. It is self-control. Most people think silence means you have nothing to say. They assume if you are quiet in a meeting, you are unsure. If you do not argue back, you lost. If you do not defend yourself immediately, you must be guilty. That is how shallow the world has become. But Stoicism teaches something very different. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Read that again. Not overpower them. Not embarrass them. Not destroy them. Simply refuse to become them. Now bring this into real life. You are at work, and a colleague subtly undermines you in front of others. You are in a family discussion, and someone throws a sarcastic comment at you. You are online, and a stranger disrespects you in the comments. Your chest tightens. Your heart rate rises. Your mind starts building the perfect comeback. You want to respond immediately, because reacting feels powerful. But it is not. It is predictable. And predictable people are easy to control. Silence in that moment is not weakness. It is restraint under pressure. It is the ability to feel the emotion and not let it hijack your behavior. That is self-control. And self-control is the foundation of every other strength. If you cannot control your tongue, you cannot control your life. Control is the foundation of every real strength. At Stoicism Breath, we believe that if you cannot control your tongue, you cannot control your life. If you cannot control your emotions, you cannot control your decisions. Every time you react to provocation, you are being led instead of leading. Most people never realize this. When you stay silent in moments of disrespect, you create psychological imbalance. The other person expects resistance. They are ready for an argument. They prepare for escalation. But when you give them nothing, they feel exposed. They start talking more. They over-explain. They reveal their insecurity. And while they unravel, you stay steady. Calm is intimidating because it shows you are not easily moved. But silence does not mean suppression. Stoicism is not emotional numbness. It is emotional processing. You feel the anger. You acknowledge the sting. You notice the urge to strike back. Then you choose not to. That pause, that space between stimulus and response, is where your power lives. In today's world, this is rare. Everyone is trained for instant reactions. Instant replies. Instant opinions. Instant outrage. But the person who pauses thinks. The person who thinks calculates. And the person who calculates wins. Silence also protects your future. Think about how many friendships ended because of one angry sentence. How many careers were damaged by one emotional reaction? How many reputations were destroyed by one uncontrolled moment? Words are permanent. Once released, they cannot be recalled. The Stoics understood this deeply. Speech must be measured, deliberate, necessary. So when someone tries to bait you, pause. When someone doubts you, observe. When someone celebrates your failure, remember it quietly. Let your improvement be your response. Let your discipline be your reply. Let your results be the only argument you make. People may call you distant. They may call you cold. They may assume you are weak because you do not react. Let them. While they are reacting emotionally, you are building strategically. And when the moment comes, when your growth becomes undeniable, when your progress speaks louder than any defense ever could, they will finally understand. Your silence was never submission. It was preparation. If this resonates with you, remember this. My silence is my power. Now, principle number 2. Silence before strategy. Most people do not fail because they are incapable. They fail because they move too fast. They see an opportunity and jump. They face criticism and react. They feel pressure and decide. Then later they regret it. Marcus Aurelius taught that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Power over your mind means power over impulse. And impulse is expensive. Think about your own life. How many times did you say yes too quickly, only to realize later you walked into a trap? A business offer that drained your time. A relationship that felt exciting but ignored red flags. A heated argument where you said one sentence you wish you could erase. All of it happened because you acted before you thought. Silence creates space. And space creates strategy. When you go silent, you are not being passive. You are collecting data. You are watching body language. You are listening to tone. You are noticing inconsistencies. While others rush to speak, you are mapping the terrain. Think about a chess master before every move. Silence, not confusion, calculation. They are not just asking, what should I do next? They are asking, if I move here, what will they do next? And after that, and after that. 3 moves ahead. 5 moves ahead. 10 moves ahead. That silence is what separates amateurs from masters. Now apply this to your own world. Someone criticizes you publicly. Your instinct screams, defend yourself. But strategic silence asks, is this worth my energy? Are they seeking truth or attention? If I stay calm, will they expose themselves? This is how you move like a Stoic. Quiet, focused, intentional. You stop performing and start producing. You stop broadcasting and start building. This is the mindset we teach here at Stoicism Breath. And if you practice this daily, not only will you protect your peace, you will start winning in ways that do not require noise. Often, when you refuse to respond emotionally, the other person collapses under their own aggression. Silence has a strange power. It forces people to reveal more than they planned. And information is power. Think about this. The Roman emperor lived through war, betrayal, and political chaos. Every decision affected thousands of lives. He could not afford emotional reactions. One impulsive move could mean disaster. So he reflected. He wrote. He paused. His silence was not hesitation. It was preparation. But today, silence feels uncomfortable. You are trained for instant replies, instant opinions, instant outrage. Algorithms reward speed. Society rewards noise. But mastery rewards patience. When you talk too much, you leak strategy. You reveal your intentions. You expose your fears. You show your emotional triggers. And people adjust to that. But when you stay silent, you become unreadable, unpredictable, powerful. Here is something practical you can start today. Before any major decision, give yourself 24 hours. Do not announce it. Do not seek validation. Do not emotionally discuss it with everyone. Just think. Write it down. What is the worst case scenario? What is the best case scenario? What are the long-term consequences? You will be shocked how many urgent opportunities dissolve under quiet reflection. Strategic silence also means knowing when not to engage. Not every debate deserves your energy. Not every insult requires defense. Not every invitation deserves acceptance. Sometimes the strongest move is no move at all. Because movement without clarity is chaos. But movement after silence, that is precision. So before you speak, pause. Before you commit, think. Before you react, analyze. Plan in silence. Then execute so cleanly, so decisively, so effectively, that no one saw it coming. Now we move to principle number 3. Deep thinking means questioning yourself first. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Most people do not avoid failure. They avoid mirrors. It is easier to blame your boss. Easier to blame your partner. Easier to blame your childhood. Easier to blame the system. Anything but asking, what if it is me? The Stoics taught something powerful. When you wake up in the morning, remind yourself that people today may be difficult, ungrateful, arrogant, or dishonest. But then comes the deeper lesson. The flaws you see in others exist in you too. That is deep thinking. Not analyzing the world, but analyzing yourself within it. Think about the last conflict you had. An argument. A misunderstanding. A falling out. You probably replayed what they said, what they did wrong, how they disrespected you. But did you ask yourself, did I escalate this? Did my ego need to win? Did I really listen, or was I just waiting to respond? Was I seeking truth or validation? Those questions hurt. That is why most people never ask them. The Stoics practice nightly self-examination, not motivational journaling. Brutal reflection. Where did I lose control today? When did emotion override reason? Where did pride cost me growth? This was not self-hate. This was self-mastery. Because if you cannot examine yourself honestly, you cannot improve deliberately. Most people do the opposite. They justify. They rationalize. They twist the story so they are always the victim. And in protecting their ego, they sabotage their evolution. Because here is the reality. If the same problems keep following you, it is not bad luck. It is a pattern. At Stoicism Breath, we teach that real growth starts the moment you stop blaming and start observing yourself. This is how you break cycles. This is how you mature emotionally. This is how you become stronger, calmer, and more grounded in every area of life. And when you combine silence, strategy, and self-reflection, you stop reacting to life and start shaping it.